A Republican candidate in New Jersey has a pretty crappy excuse for vandalizing a children's daycare with excrement.
They call them dumps, big, massive dumps.
So, New Jersey State Assembly candidate Joseph Viso Jr., you can see him pictured here, had once confessed to the fecal malfeasance, but said that it was Barack Obama's fault. Yes, that's right. Obama derangement syndrome, it's back, baby.
Obama.
I guess you could say it never left. So let me give you the context here, the details. So Viso is an electrician who is no stranger to the law. He decided to take matters into his own hands, quite literally, during a feud with a nearby daycare center. Yes, a daycare center, where he smeared feces on the business's doors. I don't know whether it was his own or someone else's, and I don't know any of the details on that. Whose poo is it? We don't know. We just don't know, okay?
Dumps.
That's all we know. When asked about the incident, which occurred back in 2009, Viso said that he was angry because he believed the employees of the daycare, called Children's Studio, were getting his employees' cars ticketed anytime they parked near their business. He said, he told the New Jersey Globe, quote, "Those people harassed my men every day." And so he did what? The adult thing and went and smeared excrement all over their door? It doesn't seem like the adult thing to do. Now, his excuse, as I mentioned, was an even bigger load than what he put on the doors. He said, quote, "I was a young man. It was a horrible time, and I made a mistake. Obama came into office the year before."
Obama.
What does that have to do with anything? And by the way, I was a young man. You know, I was overcome by the impetuousness of youth. Interesting. Now, that might also explain why the police reported the incident, noted that Viso Electric, his electrical company, would often blast music with offensive lyrics next to the playground of the daycare center, protect the children and all. But youth does not explain this. For one, it's a terrible excuse. But secondly, he was 38 when it happened. Almost in his 40s. Almost in his 40s. That excuse stinks way more than what he did to the daycare, in my opinion. Filled with, again, children, by the way, who probably were more well-behaved than this guy. I mean, wow. Now, following his crappy caper, Viso pleaded guilty to criminal mischief charges and was fined $250. As I mentioned, he also has a lengthy record of other criminal convictions. Many were on federal and state gun and drug charges, more seriously, including possession enough methadone to make 5 million Molly or ecstasy tablets in 2016, and possessing a sawed-off shotgun in proximity to a school in 2014. So, by the way, he was selling these, allegedly selling these drugs during, what, the beginning of the Trump administration. Weird. That said, you know what? Seems like a perfect candidate for Republican Party, honestly. Yeah, I don't see the problem. No, by the way, Viso was sued 11 times for non-payment of bills by his tenants between 2011 and 2016. While his campaign website says he is an electrician with 50 employees, his financial disclosures show that his only income happens to be disability payments. Interesting. Now, he says that he went through financial issues because he had cancer. It was a three-year battle with cancer. So, okay, sure, I understand cancer is incredibly difficult and expensive, but did you really think that basically trying to copy Breaking Bad was going to be a good decision, a good thing to do? I'm actually, especially in knowing how the show ended, right? As much as I rail about how terrible healthcare is in this country, and how, corporatized healthcare, for-profit healthcare is bad and forces people to have to make horrible gut-wrenching decisions, I do need to note that most don't resort to crime, and certainly don't resort to vandalism. especially of a daycare. And by the way, even fewer happen to run as Republicans, who, as I previously noted in other segments, they're not exactly known for wanting to expand healthcare to everyone. Now, to give a little bit of a strange defense to Obama here, who I am critical with when it comes to, healthcare, he did expand healthcare, albeit in a very limited capacity that does help out corporations. And in my opinion, not nearly enough. I think what we need and what we've always needed is Medicare for all. Period. And who knows? Maybe had Obama, passed a public option or Medicare for all, maybe this guy would be praising Obama instead of blaming him for this guy's own dookie delinquency. Or maybe not, and maybe he's his raises. After all, he is running as a Republican.